official. All right, hypertrophy week. Predominantly a lower body day today, but we're gonna throw some arms in there and also some lats. Equipment you're gonna need for today, probably a couple dumbbells. If you have a couple sets of dumbbells, awesome. If not, make it work without it. Mobility is gonna be a pike to pigeon. So let's fold over at your waist. Walk yourself out to a high plank position here. Stay here for just a second. Get that core a little bit warm. Take some big circles. Shoulders over fingertips. Squeeze the glutes, keep the trunk nice and tight. Let's go 5 in one direction and then 5 in the other direction. Get those wrists loosened up. Also shoulders and obviously your core. Once you get 5 each side, press your hands into the floor. Open up that upper back. Try to get your heels to touch the floor. Press your hands away. Lift your left leg up. Bring it over to the right side. Open up that left side body. Press your hands into the floor. And then bring that knee in. And settle into a nice pigeon. Try to get that ankle up to the knee height and form a big figure 4 position basically. Press your hands into the floor. Keep that upper back up, chest up. But just try to get that glute and hip opened up a little bit. Back leg should be straight. Try to inch it back a little further. Get that quad, hip flexor. Squeeze the glute. Press that back leg, which should be your right leg, into the floor. So instead of just folding over at your waist, try to inch your hands out a little further. Keep your chest upright and just press that left hip down further into the floor. Press your hands into the floor. You can dig around in there, push your hips left and right. Stretch out your arms, walk your arms out, whatever you gotta do to feel that stretch in your lower back, upper glute area, maybe your hamstring. And then let's come back into a pike position. Press those heels into the ground. Do one side at a time, drop the left heel, bend the right knee, then switch, right heel, pressing into the floor, pressing your hands into the floor, left knee bends. Then take that right leg up and around. Pressing your hands into the floor, opening up that right side body. And then bring that knee up and in into a nice pigeon stretch. If you have to, manually take that foot and ankle and just try to inch it up. So you have a nice figure 4 from your ankle to your knee to your hip. Left leg, inch that leg all the way back if you can, as far back as you can. Toes touch the ground. Same thing, walk those hands out a little further if you can. Still keeping the chest upright. Try not to hold your breath. All right, guys. Pike, go back up, or down dog. One more time, get that good stretch. Press your hands into the floor, push your hips back towards your ankles. Drop your ankles and feet, heels touch the ground. full body stretch with that. Here we go, your warm up. 3 exercises. It's gonna be like, we're gonna go 13 minutes. So I'm gonna cut it in the middle, anywhere from 12 to 15. I will write all this in the chat. As soon as I get through it, let you guys know what you're doing first, you can start. So 3 exercises. First is gonna be a squat, front squat, some kind of goblet squat. You're gonna hold and do a rep every 10 seconds. So here, activating the glutes, squeeze, tuck underneath, bend the knees a little bit so you have a little bit of pressure on your quads. Holding, 10 seconds, rep, back into that controlled kind of isometric hold, squeeze your glutes, bend the knees, keep the quads engaged, 10 seconds, rep. So you're doing that for 60 seconds. So basically, you're doing 6 reps, 1 rep every 10 seconds. If you guys have heavier weights, you want to do a goblet squat, just 1. Either way works, just have some kind of weight and make sure you stay active for 10 seconds before you do that rep. Exercise number 2 is going to be a grasshopper. High plank here, foot comes up, drop the hips. 8 each side. It's going to be a heart mobility. Some of these things are going to be a little bit of, mobility style, so you can get a warm up and some extra mobility in there. We're doing 8 each of those. Next up, Caustic Lunge. So take one of your dumbbells, open up your stance, shift to one side, basically a lateral lunge, keep the hips low, and then shift to the other side, keeping tension on the quads, keeping the core engaged the whole time, or back flat. You're just shifting weight. Okay, trying to keep the hips nice and low. Again, that's gonna act like a mobility exercise all in itself. Okay, so it's 13 minutes we're gonna set for this particular warm up. And that's it. So it's an AMRAP for 13 minutes. So you guys have the reps in the chat. Obviously, it's the work period coming up. Here's how it's going down. You have doing 5 rounds. Those 4 exercises, 5 rounds. The first round, you have 5 minutes to complete it. Second round's gonna be 4.5. Third round's gonna be 4. Fourth round's gonna be 3.5. And your 5th and final round's gonna be 3 minutes. So your rest is gonna decrease each time you go through it. But like I told the morning crew, if you create a nice pace for yourself, you'll have plenty of time to finish it and you'll be consistent. Instead of racing to get it all done in the beginning, trying to get done fast to get more rest, and burning yourself out and maybe struggling more toward the end. So you have plenty of time to keep a nice pace for yourself. Give yourself like 10 to 12 seconds in between each exercise and you should be fine. Does that make sense? Perfect. So first exercise, let me just go through it. Technique a little bit. First one, SLSU, flatten your back, straight leg, sit up. Simple stuff. Try to keep those toes facing up. Try to keep your legs straight. Open up the hamstrings. And obviously, you're getting core work. You're getting your abdominals fired up. We're doing 12 reps with that. Second up, hammer curls. So the difference with a hammer curl and a regular bicep curl is your hand positioning, or I should say shoulder positioning. So your shoulders are more in a neutral position. Just bringing those dumbbells up to your shoulders, right? Sounds simple, but what we see a lot of is this kind of rotation of our shoulders. So you're kind of like maybe pulling this way, or you're swinging a little bit and you're having to, roll that shoulder forward. It's not ideal to have that shoulder come forward. So pull the shoulders back, nice strong grip, nice strong posture, and you're coming down all the way down at the bottom and then all the way up at the top. Okay, halving it is not really maximizing it. So take your time with those 15 reps on the hammer curl. If you don't have access to lighter weights or whatever, you can also just grab one dumbbell, or if you want to go heavier, you can grab one dumbbell and still keep that hammer position, maybe you're going a little bit heavier though, also working on more of your grip with that. It's a way to change it up. You are doing 15 of those. Next up, double pump thruster. So a thruster is front squat into a shoulder press, or basically a push press. So double pump's gonna happen at the bottom. So full squat, half up, all the way down, now up. Okay, so you're basically doing 12 reps. Half a rep each time. Last up, plate pullover. Kneeling down, glutes first, tuck underneath, abs nice and tight. Keep that dumbbell close to your body, get a good stretch at the bottom, and then pull over here. Same thing happens. You don't want to rotate your shoulders forward. So keep a nice strong posture, shoulder blades back. And when you pull over, at this point, you should be starting to think about rowing that. Rowing the elbows back. Okay, that'll help keep those shoulders in a good, strong posture position. As opposed to going quickly and starting to do this. Throwing forward, right? You want to be here. Good posture all the time. You're doing 10 of those. Rounds of Tabata for your finisher. So first exercise is a butterfly sit-up. Knees out, feet together, hands back, big exhale the way up, control the way down. Okay, no thudding down. Try to tuck that chin on the way down and roll back down one vertebrae at a time. Okay, your butterfly sit-up, and then 10 seconds rest. And then we're going to run through 8 rounds of that, and then we're going to go through your next exercise, which is going to be a skater hop or skater jump. So lateral step here, big push back to this side, maintain your balance. Right, try to sink down and explode on the way up. But establish your balance before you start going into that next rep, okay? So Tabata is 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, times 8. So if we do that twice, you're gonna end up with 8 minutes of work. Because each time you do that, it's 4 minutes of work, 4 minutes of work.